Okay, so good day. So we are now down to our second to the last chapter sa aton nga general chemistry, which is now sa chapter 5 for ionic compounds. We are going to discuss after na ang atong yung nomenclature, we will be discussing how to properly naming na sila nga formula kag mga some ionic compounds. You have here a table of your formulas of your ionic charges and also name of your common. Na-discuss na na if you have your sodium which has a plus sign, it is a positively charged nga ion. You have here a 1 plus nga charge and yung name. And so on and so forth. For your names and your formulas of some of your ionic compounds, okay, during your study of your chemistry, you will have many occasions to refer the compounds by its nature. Okay, in this section, we shall see how a few compounds should be named. More comprehensively, rules of your name of your compound are presented and at the appropriate places later sa aton module. Okay, your table 2-2 sa dalom, okay, includes example of the names of your few common, sa babaw. Hindi, ang 2.2. Okay, we're discussing few or more common molecular compounds. You should learn that short list before proceeding sa aton further sa aton nga module. We shall name many more molecules compounds as we encounter them in the later chapters. The name of some common ions appear in your table 2-3, and you will need to know the names of your formulas of these frequently encountered ions. Then you can be used to write the formulas and names of many ionic compounds. You can also write the formula of your ionic compound by adjusting the relative numbers of positive and also negative yang mga ions so that ang ilang total charge will be zero or neutral. Okay? For example, kung i-add mo or kung ang ilatanan nga ions that should always be equal to 0. Okay, the name of your ionic compound is formed by giving the names of the ion with the positive ions at first. So you have here example of your mga positive nga mga formula with a positive ion. Then dito sa piyak, your common anions or mga negative ion charges. Okay, so kindly remember some of a few or mga common na sila. Next, you have here an example of your formula for your ionic compounds. Okay, the question is, or ato ng example is, write the formula of the following ionic compound. You have your sodium fluoride, you have your calcium fluoride, and also iron 2 sulfate. Okay, and also your zinc phosphate. Okay, plan. Okay, in each case, we need to identify the chemical formula of your ions. Okay, sa itong table and sa babaw. Okay, these ions must be present in the simplest whole number ratio that gives a compound no net charge. As we recall that the formula and the names of your ionic compounds are written given by the positive charge ions first. Okay, solution or how to write your ionic compounds. Okay, the formula for your sodium is Na. Your sodium is a cation ion, and the formula for your fluoride is F negative, or it is a anion. Okay, sa table 2-2 nakita mo siya dito. Because the charges on this, or kung sa duwa nga ions, which is your Na plus and your Fe minus, will be equal to 0. Therefore, it is now neutral. Okay, the ion must be present in an equal number or in a ratio of 1:1. Okay, wala ka naman need nga pa nga i-tugang. Thus, the formula for your sodium fluoride is simple or simply NaF. Simply add their symbols, which is Na na small letter and F na big letter. That is your ionic compound for your sodium fluoride. Your letter B naman yung class, okay, the formula of a certain or of your calcium ion is Ca2+. It is a cation ion with 2 plus nga charge. And the formula for your fluoride naman niya is F minus. Now, each positive ions for your calcium needs a 1 fluoride para maging 0. Okay, provide twice as much large charges of your fluoride nga ion. So there must be twice as many fluoride ions as your calcium. Therefore, para maging equal siya or para maging equal to 0. This means that the ratio of your calcium to fluoride ion is 1 is to 2. Giving you that ang mga calcium is isa, then you need 2 fluoride. Then ang mga formula for your calcium fluoride is CaF2. Next, for your iron 2 or yung mga Fe2+, and ang imong anion is your sulfate. Your sulfate is a polyatomic, okay, which is composed of sulfur and oxygen 4. Then ang iyang charge is 2 negative. Okay? Kay 2 plus kag 2 negative, it will become neutral. Okay? As a part of your equal magnitude of your positive and negative charge, tell us that the ions must be present in a equal number. Okay, therefore, ang yang ratio is 1 is to 1. And the formula for your iron sulfate is FeSO4. Amo man lang naka simple. Later man din, I will give you a simple technique or para maghapos ng mag-solving. Next is the zinc. Okay, your zinc naman yung class is 2 plus. Anong yung phosphate? The phosphate charge is 3 negative. Okay, yung mga phosphate is polyatomic. Now, it will take the 3 zinc or para maging 6 siya, ions to count for much larger or sa mga charge which is 6 plus. And ang mga present nga PO4 or ang mga phosphate para maging negative 6 man ang iyang charge. So the formula for zinc phosphate is Zn3 or ang mga zinc nga tatlo ka bilog and ang mga phosphate nga duha ka bilog. Now para sa akon nga pinagbabawal, okay, if you know the charge of your if you know the charge of your ions or cations, umpisa pa lang, okay? For example, sa akon nga shortcut, okay, what I call it. So if for example aton nga calcium and fluoride. Okay, if your calcium, okay, you have Ca, then you have your 2. And for your fluoride, okay, which is a negative, di ba? If how to know how many calcium or how many fluoride it is kung after mo na sila i-balance, okay, or paano mo balaan, because i-add mo sila, di ba? Separate ka na. Okay, okay, this calcium plus fluoride, yung nga minus. Okay, how to know or paano yung combination? Okay, you need just to write Ca, then ang imong F, kalayo. Yung mga Ca kag ang imong F. Okay, ako nga shortcut mo lang is if you know the ion charge nindi, simply write it piyak na side. Okay, it will balance. Kaya mga balta to gani ang imo matigyapon nga given is the smallest yan nga value. Therefore, kung pila niya charge, simply transfer it. Okay? It will be the same sa iyang final answer. Simple as that. Okay? Nga man. Because kay 2 charge man na din, nga positive, you need 2 fluoride nga ions. Diba? Then for your zinc naman, okay? Same principle. Because you know that ang imong zinc is a 2 plus. Okay? Plus your phosphate, which is PO4. Then yung mga charge ng mga phosphate mo is pila? 3 minus. 3 minus. Okay. Ang munatan awang yung charge side sa piyak and ang yung charge ng mga phosphate which is 3. Okay, without the sign lang class. Your zinc will be 3, your phosphate will be side sa PO4 na siya, di ba dapat? Ano gani you need to parenthesize it para mabalaan mo nga that phosphate or sa mga phosphate nga ion, you need pila? You need 2. Diba? Same lang gihapon. Kaya kung may tatlo ka zinc, it will result into positive 6. Okay? This will be now the result of its ion charge. Okay? Then if you have 2 ka phosphate, it will now turn into 6 minus. Gets? Hindi mo na nagsulat na. Because it will masala na. Okay, kay wala sang charge nga ion sang 6 gid ang imong zinc. Okay? So amo lang nakasimple sa aton nga proper naming or sa aton nga order. Next, kag isa pa dapat positive ion charges gid ni pirmi sa umpisa ha. Hindi pwede ka fluoride calcium. Okay, wala hindi na pwede. It should be mga positive ions first. Next is your names of your ionic compounds. Okay, the following ionic compounds, your NH4 combined with your sulfur, your copper combined with your NO3, and for your zinc chloride, and for your iron 2, is this cobalt? Okay. Carbonate. Okay. Okay, for your letter A, okay, name of your compounds helpful to inspect the formula of your atoms or group of atoms that we recognize and respective familiar ions. First, for your letter A, it is a polyatomic group, okay, which is your NH4. Your NH4 is your ammonia. Okay, kay first siya, it is your ammonium. Okay, in the formula suggests to us that the presence of your ammonium ion is a positive 1. Okay? Then, ang imo nga sulfur nga charge, okay? Your sulfur nga charge is 2 negative. Okay? Kung ano kaya to nga technique nga ni class or how to name, okay? How to name this, now, we could recognize that the ion sulfide, thus the name of the compound is ammonium sulfide. This is already a combined na. Okay? Wala ka na sang palibugan, pero ano na lang ilang palibugan mo? The name. You need to identify what is NH4. Okay, so balik ka dito sa babaw, NH4 mo. Pwede na kabutang. Arisaw, your ammonium, NH4+. Then, ang yung mga S, your S is sulfide. Okay? I-combine mo lang ang ilang name. Next, you have your NO3. Okay, NO3 tells us it's the nitrate ion. Then, ang iyang ion charge is 1 negative. Present with 2 nitrate ion that is accountable for 2 times 1, which will charge into 2 minus. Okay, kaya nga aman, if you have my 2 dio, therefore, parang balaan mo dayon nga class, do i-revert back mo. Therefore, to know what ion charge ang imo nga copper, diba? Kaya kung you have your copper 3 and your copper 2, okay? Copper 3 man copper 2. Ay, copper 1 lang gali. Okay, your copper 1 gali. Your copper 1 has a 1 ion charge nga positive charge, and your copper 2 which has a 2 plus nga charge. We have here kay may kita ka di sa imo nga. You have here, zoom in ko. Kita na you have 2 in your NO3 or sa imo nga nitrate. Hindi ka naman galing kabasa gid. Okay, for your nitrate. So therefore, makita mo nga your copper contains 2 positive nga charge. Okay, therefore the name of your compound is copper, then open parenthesis, 2 nga Roman numerical number, close parenthesis, and nitrate. Now, for the positive ion present, for example, your zinc na 2 plus and your negative ion which is your chloride, name the compound as zinc chloride lang. Simple as that. Okay, wala ka naman isang different ion charges for your zinc. Okay, for your carbonate naman yung class. Okay, your carbonate makita mo din. Okay, you have 3 here. Therefore, the 3 ang 3 nga da is your ion charge sa imong Fe. Therefore, it is F or Fe3 or yung mga ion, open parenthesis, 3. Then, simply look kung ano ni ang CO3 mo. CO3 mo sa babaw is your carbonate. Amo lang nakasimple. Simple as that. Ang aton nga trick diri sa babaw will be useful man diri sa names lang. Okay, this is for the formula. There is naming. Okay, how to name or how to know. Parates mo balaan mo nga daan dayon kung ano ang ila nga ionic charges. For your copper, you have 2 nga ionic charges, therefore it is a copper 2. For your iron, okay, kasi mga carbonate may gaangot din nga 3, it is a iron 3. Wala na ka, simple. Now, let us now go sa aton nga atomic weights. Okay, atomic weight, as a chemist, of an 18th century or a 19th century painstakingly sought the information about the composition of a compound and tried to systematize their knowledge. It became apparent that each element has a characteristic or a mass relative of every other element. Although these early scientists did not have the experimental means to measure the mass of each kind of your atom, they only succeeded in defining the relative scale or atomic masses. Okay, as an early observation that was the carbon and your hydrogen have a relative mass of your atomic masses, also what traditionally called your atomic weight or atom AW for approximately around 12 and 1. And respectively, thousands of experiments on this composition of compounds have resulted with the establishment of a scale of a relative atomic weight based on the atomic mass unit or atomic AMU, which was defined as exactly 1 is to 12 of the mass of an atom of a particular kind of your carbon, which is called your carbon 12. Tuhalin sa aton nga umpisa pa lang ang statement. Okay, on this scale, the atomic weight of your hydrogen is 1.00794 AMU. And then of aton nga sodium is 22.989768 AMU of that of our magnesium. That is ang aton nga magnesium na weight is 24.3050 AMU. This tells us that the Na atoms have nearly 23 times the mass of your hydrogen, and for your magnesium naman yung class, it is around 24 times heavier than your hydrogen nga atom. This is comparing the masses of different elements. Okay, when you need the values of your atomic weight, consult the periodic table and also sa aton nga alphabetical listing of your elements about to found the facing side of our sa aton nga front na cover sa aton nga libro nga ginahatag di pero wala kung di ka provide. Okay, listing of the element both found sa aton nga front cover. Now sa aton nga moles. Okay, ano aton nga mole? Mole is the smallest bit of matter that can be handled reliably, contains an enormous number of your atoms. So we must deal with a large number of your atom in a real situation. And some unit of your conveniently describing a large number of your atom is desirable. Okay? The idea of using a unit to describe a particular number of your amounts ng imong object has been around for a long time. For your example, okay, if you are familiar guys, maghambal ka gani 1 dozen, ibig sabihin ang 1 dozen nga na it is equal to 12 item. And kung maghambal ka agros, okay, agros is an equal to 144 item. Therefore, ang imo nga SI unit for the amount is you have your mole. Okay? Abbreviation niya or yung shortcut sa mo mole or MOL. Okay? This defines the amount of the substance that contains as many entities. Entities which is composed of your atoms, molecules, and other nga mga particle. As there are amount that is exactly around 0.1 2 kilograms of your pure carbon 12 atoms, mainly experiment and have refined the number and have recently accepted the value, which is kung aton nga if you have a 1 mole, it is equal to 0. It is equal to 6.022137 times 10 raised to 23 particle. Okay, ang amuning nga particle or ang amuning conversion is this what you call your Avogadro's number, or pwede mo sa roundouts nga 6.022 lang. Okay, the Avogadro's number, okay, in honor of your Amadeo Avogadro, okay, whose contribution to chemistry is discussed sa section sa atong sa dalumpa. Okay, according to this definition, the mole refers to a fixed number na. Okay, a fixed number of items. The identities of must be specified just as we speak, or for a dozen of egg, or para sa mga a pair of aces, we refer to a mole as an atom or aton nga mole of your molecules, or aton nga mole of mga ions, mga electrons ya, and other particles. We could even think that about a mole of our eggs, amount of a size of required for a carton staggers the imagination. For example, you have your helium exists as a discrete He atom. Ibig sabihin, so a 1 mole of helium is consists of 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 helium atoms. Then for your hydrogen naman niya, hydrogen is composed about diatomic. Okay, kung diatomic sa ibig sabihin it is H, okay, 2. Okay, it is H2. 2. Diba? Ito nga helium is only He. Okay? Yung mga hydrogen niya is diatomic. Therefore, to be stable, dapat duha siya. Therefore, ang imo nga helium, imo nga hydrogen gali, is diatomic. So, 1 mole of your hydrogen is equals to 6.022. Therefore, ang imo nga Avogadro's number will be multiplied into 2. Okay? Para maging stable siya. Okay? Every kind of your atom, molecule, or ion has the definite characteristic of mass. It follows the 1 mole of a given pure substance. Also, and has been defined a mass regardless of a source of, for example, this idea of central importance of many calculation through the study of chemistry and related sciences. Okay, because the mole is defined as the number of your atoms, okay, in a 0.1 kilograms or 12 grams of your carbon 12, di ba ito nga carbon 12 is around roughly 12 grams, and the atomic mass or sa ito nga AMU is defined as 1:12 of the mass of your 12 carbon 12 atom. The following convenient relationship is true. Okay, that the mass of 1 mole of atom is a pure element in grams numerically equal to atomic weight of the element of your atomic mass unit. That is what you call your molar mass or mm. Okay, its unit are in grams per mole. Okay, molar mass, ibig sabihin you're talking about the grams siya kag also sa iyang mole. Okay, it is written as G per mole or G mole negative 1. Kinagsaka ang imong mole sa babaw, giving you the formula of G times mole negative 1. For instance, if you obtain a pure sample of your metallic element titanium whose atomic weight is around 47.88 AMU and measures about 47.88 grams, your AMU will be converted into grams kasi same na nagyapon. Of it, you will have 1 mole or 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 titanium nga atom. Okay, now, so the symbol of an element can be used first to identify the element, then represent one atom of your element, and also represent a 1 mole of an atom of that element. So medyo magamo siya, pero dili sa aton nga illustration di hapos na na-explain. Okay? The last interpretation will be extremely useful in the calculation in the next chapter. A quantity of a substance may be expressed in variety of your ways. For example, consider a dozen egg. Okay, sa mga dozen egg or aton nga 12, di ba? 12 dozen is equals to 1 dozen of egg if you have 12 eggs. Now, if you have 12 eggs, it equals to 24 ounces of your eggs man or ang iyang weight. For example, here, tapos na natin nga statement. A quantity of your substance may be expressed in various ways. For example, considering your dozen of egg and also aton nga 55.47 grams or aton nga 1 mole of your iron. We have here an example sa aton nga iron. We can express the amount of your eggs or an iron represented in several units. We can also reconstruct the unit factor to relate the amount or the substance expressed in one kind of the unit to amount expressed in another nga unit. Ibig sabihin ni it can be transposable. Okay, for example, if you have 12 eggs, okay, it is equal to 1 dozen of eggs. You can also have 1 dozen, okay, 1 dozen of eggs, okay, to 12 eggs. Okay, pwede mo ni sa masulat transparently. Then, ang imo man di nga and ang imuman nga iron also here, di ba, if you have the Avogadro's number, okay, it is equal to 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 if is equals to Fe atoms. Therefore, you have 1 mole of Fe atom in every one mole of Fe atom there is 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 Fe atoms. You can also write the grams ya sa aton niya ang iya nga AMU mismo. Okay? The AMU of your atom is 65.8437. Okay, grams Fe and also 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 Fe atoms. Then you have here sa dalom ang ilang mga value. Okay? So you have here your hydrogen, nato nga hydrogen, di ba diatomic siya. Okay, diatomic, ibig sabihin, if you are given with hydrogen here, it is 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 He atom or 1 mole of hydrogen atom. Pero kay diatomic siya liwata, it is a diatomic. Therefore, you have 3.01 times 10 raised to 23 He molecule if you are given with a He. Okay, para ma-cancel out mo ang mga He, or it is a 1/2 mole of your H2 molecule. Okay. Next, for your sulfur naman yung class, though same siya, it is an octa. Okay? Octa, ibig sabihin 8. Okay? Para maging stable siya. Though special cases na for hydrogen, mga diatomic, and also for your sulfur, that needs to be exactly 8 pairs para maging stable siya. You have your 6.022 kung sulfur atoms lang. Pero if you are given with the S8 molecules, okay, the value is 0.753. So your 1/8. Okay. Let's now go sa aton nga solvings or paano ta nagamito ng aton Fe or aton nga mga Avogadro's number in solving. Okay. First, aton nga since we are already given with the sample of an iron, aton nga Fe, we'll be using that. How many moles or atoms does your 136.9 grams iron metal contains? Okay, you are asked for how many moles of your atom. Okay, the atomic weight of your atom or for your Fe is 55.85 EMU. This tells us that the molar mass of your iron is 55.85 grams per mole. That is the molar mass. It is grams per mole. Naman, because in 1 mole of your Fe atom, okay, there is a 55.85 grams. This is your molar mass. Okay? Wala na ginasulat ang 1 mole or Fe atom sa dalom. Okay? That is the molar mass. And also, you can write it reciprocally. Okay? In every 1 mole of Fe atoms, you have 55.85 grams of iron. Okay, so we can express it sa mga factors. Because 1 mole of your Fe or atom ng iron has a mass of 55.85, we can expect that your 136 grams will be fairly small numbers of mole greater than 1 but less than 10. Okay, how to solve this? Class, if you are looking for your mole of your atoms, okay, therefore, anong need mo eliminate ni? You need to eliminate the grams. Because nga man, you are already given with the total grams of your iron. Okay? Simply input that in the first part. Okay? Then if you input na nga part which is your 136 grams of your Fe, okay? Pili ka din sa mga formula. Okay? Di ba ano gani para maka-cancel out tas ang all side? Dapat ang same na unit, ara siya sa dalom. Therefore, you will be using this conversion factor. Whereas, if you have 1 mole of your Fe atom, you have 55.85 grams of your iron. Therefore, same sign, eliminate. Simply multiply the units above, which is 136.9 times 1, same yapon niya value, divide mo lang siya sa 55.85. Okay, para makita niyo pag you need to have your calculator. Plug. Okay. Okay. Wide open. Sinsyahan natin ng laptop since nasamad sa liquid. And ang mga wide ko compose. Have here, close. Now, we have 136.9. Simply divided sa aton nga AMU sa aton nga iron. Sa di mo na makita aton nga AMU sa mga iron. Makita mo na sa periodic table, it is the molecular weight, okay, sa aton nga element. Yeah, divided by 55.85. Okay, so the final answer is 2.45 or 2.451 mole of Fe atom. So that is already the answer, that mole Okay, it's the abbreviation for your moles of your Fe atoms. Now here, next example, how many atoms are contained in a 2.451 mole of your iron? So, atoms naman class ang ginapangayo sa aton. Sa din gagani para kakuha ka sang atom, you need your Avogadro's number. Because Avogadro's number is amo na naton nga tool to identify the number of your atoms. It is a reliable tool na para may reference kita or referral. Okay? Therefore, if you have a 1 mole of an atom, of a certain atom, whatever atom it is, you have an Avogadro's number which is equivalent to 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 atoms or whatever atom. Pwede mo na sa ma-reciprocal. Parehas di sa biyak. Now, you are already given with the mole. Okay, sa atong answer dito sa babaw. Simply input that because nga pang itata, it is your Fe atom. You are given with a 2.451 mole of your iron atom. Tandaan nyo ha, it is only mole pa lang. Okay, you need to eliminate the mole. Therefore, ano gamitan mga formula di? Diba? You need mole nga, ara siya dalom. Therefore, you need to use this one. Okay? Para ma-cancel out mo ang mole di sa imo nga given, which is your 2.451. Okay? Now, simply input your conversion factor. This is your conversion factors. Pwede ka kapili da. So, 2.451 times 6.022 times 10 raised to 23. Okay, what is your answer kung dira? Okay, remove mo lang. So, 2.451 times 6.022. Wala na butang 0. Point kali. 0.022. Okay? Wala na anay. You will be given with the answer of 14.76 na di. This is already the final answer. Tandaan yung class Y pa po nagamit or sa nga mo ng times 10. Ang shortcut name because sa mga poor lang amo mga naging over ako sa college ko. Way ko pabakal man sang scientific calculator. I don't di ko makita ang relevance kaya man gihapon if you just know how to use it properly. Okay, if you have a 14 na value, diba, dapat mo kung kumbaga sa atong scientific notation, i-move mo ang imo decimal point padto sa left side. If you move it to the left side, you will gain 1 exponent. Therefore, simply add 1 exponent diri, which is now magiging 24 na yung exponent. Magiging answer mo na will be now 14.7 1.475 or 76. Okay, kay di ba no ito nga kung mag-round off ka? Okay, the last number sa imo nga 5 is 9. Kay 9 siya, it is greater than 5, magiging 6. Now, the same nga itong answer di ba? It is similar. Now, we found out the number of your atoms more than 2 moles of your atom of very large number. Written it as a non-scientific notation, the answer is example as kung hindi mo siya scientific notation, tanawa kung pila ka bilog nga 0. Okay, you have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 24 ka zeros. Okay, then aside that, you have your number, which is 1. Ikaw ba lang magbasa kung ano nagkadamo? Diba? You have your 100, 1,000, million, billion, trillion, zillion, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, for aton nga Avogadro's number din. Okay, last pages na lang. Avogadro's number, if you think that the value of your Avogadro's number is 6 times 10 raised to 23, it is too large, but to be useful, to be used but in chemistry, look into the sky at a clear sky. Okay? You may able to see around or mga 3,000 na stars sa ato nga naked eye, but in total number of the stars whirling around is to be known in the universe is approximately equal to the Avogadro's number. It cannot be counted yet. Okay, just think the known universe contains approximately around 1 mole of your star. Okay, you don't have to leave Earth to encounter such large number. The water in the Pacific Ocean has the volume around 6 times 10 raised to 23 ml and has a mass of 6 times 10 raised to 23 grams or pareha sa aton nga Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number is almost incomprehensibly large. For example, if you have a 1 mole of dollar, given away at the rate of per million, okay, given with the Earth's first form around some of 4.5 billion years ago, you would say that it would remain today. Surprisingly, around about a three-fourth of the original mold of your dollar would be left today. It would take around pilapaka years to give away the remaining money at a $1 per second nga rate. Now, here sa PIACD, have aton nga expressively large Avogadro's number can give us a very important insightings of a very small size of individual molecule. Suppose your one drop of your water evaporates in an hour. Okay, there is around 20 drops in a 1 millimeter of your water. Okay, which weigh on 1 gram. Therefore, so one drop of your water is about 0.5 grams of water. How many H2O molecule evaporates per second? So you are being asked here of a very specific question kung pila ka H2 molecules ang evaporate per second. So anong given di sa atong question? First, kapag kada solve mo sa mga equation is define your problem. Sa mga research man, you need to identify your problem. Okay, ano ay problem ta? How many H2 molecules evaporates per second? Next, identify what are your given. Anong given di? You're given with a 0.05 grams of your water. Okay? Amo na ang aton nga drop of your water. Then you have a per hour galing nga equation. Diba? Given man that, therefore you have 0.05 grams of your H2O or mga water per hour. You just need to convert it into pila H2 molecules per second. So ano una natin nga i-eliminate? Okay? You need to eliminate the grams of your H2, converting it into H2 molecules. Okay? How do you do that? Simply look up sa imong AMU sa imong hydrogen kagang imong oxygen. Okay, the atomic mass of your hydrogen, diba, pila gani? Ang shortcut na lang ang gamiton ta lang yung whole number which is 1. Then ang imong oxygen, okay, the atomic mass of your oxygen is 16. Okay? Amo nga may nakuha ka di nga 18 grams of your H2O. Therefore, if you have 18 grams of your H2O, you have a 1 mole of H2O. Now, if you have nakuha mo na ni, simply cancel all signs. Given na. Now, this is already mole pa lang. It's still not molecules. If you are talking about molecules, you are talking about Avogadro's number because you are talking sa ayan ng mga particles or mga component na mga atoms yan na, di ba? So if you have 1 mole of your H2O, it is equal to 6.22 or 6 times 10 raised to 23 your H2O molecules. So kay save na nga moles cancel out. Now you have your H2O molecules na. Now what is left is ang imong R's. You need to convert your R's into second. Paano mo na maubra? Simply you need a conversion factor with your R. If you have a 1 R, diba? You have 60 minutes. Same as this one. Now, next is if you have a 1 minute, you have 60 seconds. Kaya you have a 1 hour sa dalom, 1 hour sa babaw. You have minutes here sa dalom, you have minutes here sa babaw. Cancel out. Now, ang imo nga final nga seconds ara na. Simply multiply all the values ara sa babaw, which is 0.05 times 1 times 6 times 10 raised to 23 times 1 times 1 lang. And you have 18 times 60 times 60. Okay? Then, kindly divide the value nga ara sa babaw. Hindi ko na ni makayagid kung without the use sa aton nga calculator. Okay? So, you have 0.05 8 times 6 times 6 na lang. Okay? Times 6. It is 0.3. Okay? So, kay small number siya, or kay may ano pa sa mo, di ba, may exponent pa na di siya. So you need to use na gid di aton nga think may rin di function. Okay, remove. Okay, 0.05 times, you have your 6 times 10 exponent, no, no, di ba direct? Okay, kasi ako kakabudlayan mo sa laptop nga scientific calculator times 6 exponent sala saya. Last try. 0.05 times 6 times 24 exponent. Okay, nagbinilyo na ganyan. Now here, argument. At least na parenthesis ko pa ni Google. Let me try it again. Okay. So separate ko gid. 0.5. Okay, parenthesis ko siya. Okay, times parenthesis, you have your 6 times 24. Okay, amo na sa akon nga exponent. So it would look like that. And close equals. Okay, the same lang gihapon since this is the value of your sa babaw. Sa dalaw naman niya class, it is 18 times 60 times 60. So i-divide ko lang siya. Divided by exponent. I have 18 times 60 times 60. Okay, equals ko lang. So the final answer is 4.6292929, or i-again round off yan na lang into 5 times 10 raised to 17. Okay, so gin 5 yan na lang natin. Okay, so that aton nga paano ta mag-calculate. So mas mayo kung scientific calculator kay mas mas ma-position mo mayo ang imong mga exponent ng imong mga values, kag ang pag-divide mo gid pwede mo siya ma-segregate. Now we have here masses of atoms. Okay, you need to calculate the average mass of one Fe iron, or sa aton nga one iron atom in grams. Okay, we need to expect that the mass of a single atom is around or a very small numbers. We know that your F, or your atom nga moles atom Fe atom has a mass of 55.85 grams, and it contains your 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 nga Fe atom. In this information, to generate the unit factor to carry out the desired conversion, it is equal to your grams of iron divided by Fe atom. Therefore, if you have 55.85 grams of your Fe nga iron, and over your 1 mole of Fe atom, 8 times mo lang sa 1 mole of Fe atom over your Avogadro's number. Then simply divide your mass sang imo nga iron o sa imo nga Avogadro's number sang imo nga atom, which will give you the answer of 6.274 at 9 daw nagasala na nag-6 9.274 times 10 raised to negative 23 grams of your Fe per Fe atom. Kay tanawan yung class ang iya nga unit. Wala na dula ang grams kag wala man na dula ang imo nga Fe atoms. Naman, because wala ka man sang cancel out. The cancel out, ang nadula lang di is your mole of your Fe, which is a relative nilang conversion factor. And thus, we can see that the average mass of one Fe atom is only 9.274 times 10 raised to 23. Pero kung isulat mo na siya ng decimal notation, it is 0. Pila ni ka 0? 22 ka 0. Okay, then 9274 grams. Okay, example 25 demonstrate the small. Now, for your Avogadro's number. Okay. Here, you are given with an example of a stack of 500 sheets of your paper. Okay, it is a 19-inch or 1.9 inches thick. Calculate the thickness of the inches in miles, and also sa stock sa aton nga typing paper that contains your 1 mole of your Avogadro's in your sheet of paper. Okay, first you need to construct your unit factor, ang imong conversion factor, or at mga data nga ginhatag halin sa imong question. Okay, then para ma-correlate mo sa imong nga Avogadro's number. Now, you are being asked how many inches is there sa imong nga or sa imong nga ginhatag nga typing paper. For example, if you're given 1 mole of your sheet, okay, in every 1 mole of your sheet of paper, you have a Avogadro's number of 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 sheets. Now, if you are given 19-inch, okay, sa imo kada 500 nga sheets. Okay, to cancel out if you have a 1 mole of your sheet, then ang sa imong Avogadro's number cancel out man, leaving you with an answer of or imong unit nga inches. Okay, therefore multiply mo lang nimo value nga 1 sa 6.022 kag ang 1.19. Then simply divide it with the values na nabili mo sa dalo, which is the 500 sheets. Well, you have the answer of 2.3 times 10 raised to 21 inches. Now, if you if you're given with an inches naman ya class, di ba, you have your English metric na system. Okay? Simply convert or hatag lang sa mga conversion factor, which is in every 1 feet there is 12 inches, and in every 1 mile you have 5,280 feet. Therefore, 2.3 times 10 raised to 21 inches times 1 times 1. Okay? Same lang yapon yung value. Pero dili ka sa dalom, you have 12 times 5,280. Okay? Simply divide the value diri sa babaw. Okay? Kay same man lang na siya kung i-multiply mo na di sa 1 kag sa 1. Okay? Ang mga value will give you the answer of 3.6 times 10 raised to 16. How you use your Avogadro's number sa iban nga application nga hindi mo ma-phantom or hindi mo maisip kung pila. Okay, by the comparison, the sun is about 93 million miles from the earth. This stack of paper would make 360 million stacks and would reach the earth to the sun. So this is like to mga imaginary or mga calculations na. Okay, so that would be all sa ato na chapter 5, and hoping we'll see you all sa ato mga last nga chapter. So that would be all. Thank you and God bless. Stay safe always.